There is a new program helping Vermonters save for retirement, and small businesses across the state are enrolling right now. It's called Vermont Saves and is for companies like the Vermont Cider Lab in Essex Junction that have 5 or more employees and don't currently offer their workers a retirement plan. Those employers have to sign up for the new program by the end of February, automatically enrolling workers in a Roth IRA account. Those employees can then opt out if they choose or change the program's default savings rate of 5%. The Vermont Saves Retirement Initiative is run through the state treasurer's office. It points to data from Bloomberg that says more than a quarter of Americans have no money saved for retirement. Vermont Saves is free to business owners like Chris Line.
As a small business owner, not being able to offer these things, certainly yet, hopefully sometime in the future, it provides an opportunity for employees to come in and start to save if they so choose to, but at the very least, educate themselves on what it is and what it means to save and how it works, which is huge.
Vermont Saves is also available to self-employed people. The treasurer's office says more than 45% of employers in the state do not offer retirement benefits right now. We spoke with State Treasurer Mike Pieciak for more about the new program.
Vermont Saves is looking to solve this problem of retirement security in Vermont. You know, there's a lot of Vermonters that have access to retirement through their workplace, a 401k or a pension fund, but we know there's probably about 80,000 working Vermonters that don't have access to retirement at all. And all the data shows that when you don't have access to retirement, you're just not saving for your future. So you have a less secure retirement, you have a less dignified retirement. It's really not a good situation. So Vermont Saves is trying to provide that vehicle for easy retirement savings for those 80,000 Vermonters that work for small businesses, for nonprofits, work for businesses that themselves can't quite afford to provide a retirement plan. So it's trying to fill that gap. And we launched the program in December, and we have an open enrollment period that runs through the end of February. So businesses that we believe are required to sign up for Vermont Saves have heard from us in December. They'll hear from us a couple of more times in January and a couple of times in February. We think there's about 7,200 businesses that will be required to sign up for Vermont Saves. We have maybe about 150 businesses signed up, but we expect that the thousands of businesses over the next 6 weeks will be signing up. So this will be an important period for the program.
You say required. How do you set up a program that is required but does not feel onerous to the business?
Well, that was really important for us. We wanted to make sure the program was offered at no cost to the business, so we're not charging anything from the treasurer's office for businesses to enroll in this. And then we wanted to make it as simple as possible. And that was something early on we wanted to understand. We went through it as a treasurer's office as if we were signing up for it. We found it to be very straightforward and very simple. We had a pilot program early on where businesses replied back to us and said, yeah, it's very simple. It took us 15 minutes to sign up. It integrated with our payroll provider. So that was all really good feedback for us to hear, and that was important to us to make it easy and not burdensome for the employers.
We talked to one of those employers who signed up, the Vermont Cider Lab in the Essex experience. Here's what they told us.
Being small and new, we don't have a 401k plan, we don't have health care, we don't have any of that stuff. So this program really allowed us to offer an opportunity for our employees, whether they chose to opt in or opt out. It offers them a opportunity to potentially save for their future, however long they stay with us. It starts their path along setting up for down the road. I think the biggest benefit to this whole program in its early stages is just an awareness, is just creating an opportunity for people to explore what it is. And it creates that awareness of what is retirement, how do I start saving for it? And so it gets people to start exploring those options. So I think at the very core of it, it's getting people talking about it, thinking about it, top of mind awareness. And whether they choose to opt in or not is certainly their decision, but it's really created a great awareness, at least from our experience with our employees. It's really a great idea.
Employers like Chris, what are they telling you? What is the early feedback?
Yeah, what we're hearing is that their employees are excited to have this kind of benefit. They feel as employers that it gives them an advantage for recruitment and for retention. that they are in partnership with their employees. So that's all very good feedback. And when we look at the early data, one of the things that we're seeing that I'm excited about is that a lot of younger people are saving. So a pretty big percentage of the people that have signed up so far are younger than 30 years old. So those people in their 20s are folks that wouldn't have had access to retirement, probably wouldn't be saving for retirement, but they have the most to gain by putting away a few hundred, a few $1,000s every year in their 20s. That will compound into tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next decade.
And when an employee leaves a job, the account is portable to their next job as well?
Yeah, so if they go to another company that's in Vermont Saves, it will port right over to that other business. If they leave Vermont or they go to a business that has a 401k, it'll just operate as if they had a Roth IRA set up, privately outside of the program. It will stay in the program, but they'll have access to make deposits into it. They'll just have to do it on their own rather than through a payroll deduction. So it is portable to them. It'll port right over to another employer if they're in the program, or it'll be right with them, as if it were just an account they set up on their own if they go to an employer that does not participate in Vermont Saves.
Well, I have to tell you, working for NBC5, we have, as many large employers do, we have access to a 401k account. I'm saving for my retirement. I probably wouldn't have been so good about it if that account was not provided to me.
Yeah, it's one of those things, it's like inertia, right? Like when you're saving for retirement and you're in that inertia of saving, you just keep saving. When you're not, you're in that inertia of not saving, and it's hard to sort of change. But once you start making those good habits, once you have those automatic payroll deductions happen, and hopefully for most people, they'll realize I can afford $50 a month to put aside, or $100 a month, or whatever the number will be. And by doing that, I'm taking advantage of the long-term returns I can get on this money. And it means that my golden years will be a lot more financially secure. So yeah, that is really what we're trying to drive at, is get those good saving habits in. Again, happy to see so many young people starting to save, but it's important at all ages.
Vermont Saves was one of your top priorities your first term in office. Another legislative priority was the creation of the pilot for the Baby Bonds program, which creates savings for children born into lower income families. As we begin this new legislative session, 2025, do you have any asks of the legislature for this upcoming session?
Yeah, we will be announcing our priorities this upcoming week, but one of the things that we really want to focus on is this issue of medical debt. It's an issue that plagues Vermonters. It's an issue that plagues Americans. We have a very costly, expensive healthcare system. A lot of individuals, as they need care, go through that system and accumulate debt. It holds them back in a variety of ways. It can be an impact on their credit score, which means they're paying more for things like a car loan or a home loan. It could mean that they don't get credit at all. It also potentially could make them less likely to seek medical care, particularly with the provider that they owe medical debt to. And it's just an emotional toll on people that are carrying around that debt. So Vermont has higher percentages of medical debt than a lot of other states. But we've seen other states be proactive in trying to practically pay down this debt for their working class and middle class residents. And that's a proposal that we will be talking about this upcoming week. It has the potential to eliminate tens of millions of dollars of medical debt for Vermonters on just a fraction of the cost, basically a penny on a dollar, to pay off vast sums of medical debt. And again, that has a pocketbook impact for individuals. They see their credit score potentially rise. They see the fact that they have access to credit. They are not concerned about seeking medical care with that provider. The emotional toll goes away. So I think it's something that would be really important for us to pursue. It's not a solution to the overall healthcare challenges that we face in our state, but for a number of Vermonters, tens of thousands of Vermonters, it'll help them get a fresh start back on their feet, because we know medical debt's just very different than other kinds of debt. It's something that happens to you. It's not something that you proactively seek out because you're purchasing a home or financing college. It's something that's usually unexpected and can happen to anybody.
Well, those will be some very interesting conversations in the weeks and months ahead at the State House.
Yes.
All right, we look forward to hearing more about that. State Treasurer Mike Pieciak, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Jack.
Back to Vermont Saves for a moment. For more information on the new program, visit the website vtsaves.ca. retirement.vermont.gov. There you can find fact sheets for employers and for savers, as well as a retirement calculator. That's also where you go to opt out.